So the first thing I want to do is take you through, and I'm going to close my eyes so I can see it, is take you through my visualization right now of my goal. And a visualization that I've been doing actually since training, since I created this goal to have this vacation property as specific as this. And it's only, and it can only happen when my goal is achieved, okay? So your visualization, I explained this in a couple webinars back when we did the series on visualization, that visualization and how you visualize, you're always doing it right, okay, for you right now. So I'm sharing to show where I am in my awareness, and if you can adopt some of this, it's great. But there was a time when I visualized and saw myself on stage, like physically saw myself in my mind on stage. Then I heard someone say, well, you'll never see yourself on stage unless you're watching a movie of yourself. And I, rather than making myself wrong about that, I thought, I must have been watching a video that someone took of me on stage, right? So I changed my perspective. And then I heard once someone say that it's a good idea to see all the details in your hands and like the chair. And I'm like, I don't see that at all. It's more like an idea that so then I started adding the details. You see what I'm saying? So it's growth in the visualization, it's experience, and you're always doing it right, because you can never do yesterday's growth without doing today's. Now, one of the reasons why you're here in this community and mentorship and on this call is to fast forward, allow my experience to close the gap so you don't have to go through all those steps necessarily, right? Do you see that? So I'm saving you time, which is exactly what a mentor does, right? So let's go for it. So I have, as many of you have seen, I put an offer on a home, a vacation home, and I had multiple properties in my goal to own this year, and I knew that they would be like all over the world. Now, this one, I know what it looks like now because I just went and saw it. So I'm going to take you through. But before I actually saw the home, I was doing research on Pinterest and videos of luxury homes so I could see something like the home. Then the home showed up. So you might need to do some of that research, but I'm going to take you through what I see now. Okay, is that cool? Okay, so I always start my visualization with putting my feet on the ground. So in this case, when I look down at my feet, I see my shoes. And at the moment, when I know in my future memory, it's going to be April. Try to do it on my mom's birthday that we close. They don't do that on Sundays. So I know it's around April 24th. So I'm putting real life things. So when I look down, the shoes that I'm wearing are a pair of boots that I have. And it's a little mucky out front, and I see gravel on the ground. And I see it's like the kind of gravel that also has a bit of mud. So it's a little soft. And when I look down in my mind's eye, I see my shoes walking towards the door. The step is concrete. And so I take that first step, and there's two large planters on either side of this door. When I walk in. When I walk into the home, the front door is a brown color, and it's metal. It's a very dark brown. And I open the door to this very wide entranceway, and there's hooks for my coat on the side. So right now in my mind's eye, I'm taking off my coat. I'm hanging it on the hook, and I'm walking immediately to the kitchen. And I open all the kitchen doors, and just like I'm checking out. This is like my new place now. This is my home. And I'm walking straight into the living room, and I sit on the sofa. And as I'm looking now in the home, like this isn't something that I played out before necessarily. So I'm now looking around in the vision, and I see the fireplace in front of me, the windows. There's a a rug on the floor that's really big. And I'm looking around to see what I see. I see a rustic kind of coffee table, a modern rustic. I look to the right and I see the bedroom, and I see Elle and Sky playing on the bed, and they're laughing and they're having fun. Outside, I see sort of a muddy backyard and a bunkie and lots of trees. And the trees are just about, like, they're just starting to get the leaves, like just little buds. And I hear, and then I think about my senses, you know, what do I hear, smell, taste, touch? I can hear music. There's jazz in the background. And I'm smelling Paul preparing food. It's our first meal in the home. So you can see how I'm thinking, I'm discovering it as I go. Do you guys see that? So I'm literally, like, when I do this visualization, I'm looking around to what I see, and I'm looking for as much detail as possible. I'm bringing my senses, I'm bringing my feelings into it. I'm being, like, realistic about the time. Does this resonate? Is this helpful? And I see it here because I did the research to see it. Before I've seen the home in real life, I had to, like, go on videos and write out. It had big windows, floor to ceiling, hardwood floors, only this one doesn't. But, you know, like, do you see what I'm saying? So you've got to be able to see that much detail and describe it so someone else can see it, so they could actually build it. And then bring in things that can only happen, like us cooking in the kitchen can only happen when we own it. Okay? So only happen once the goal is achieved.